An essential part of what we aspire to do at the Bee is to create a community dialogue. Combined with high-integrity watchdog reporting, editorial page discussions, and debates, we launched the Bee Amplified to create a space in the community to provoke more of a back and forth, more of a give and take, to formalize what John Stuart Mill called the collision of adverse opinion. We've brought you diverse voices on important issues affecting the community like water and marijuana, but we also hope to shine a light on important and innovative things happening in our community so that we might learn and grow from them. Tonight, by highlighting some of the amazing local efforts, we hope to demonstrate what might be possible in education. As we contemplate fostering important community dialogue, no issue seems more relevant, more important than education.
So here's what we know. We know that in the next 10 years, the state of California faces a shortage of 1.1 million college-educated workers just in our state alone. We know that those are our future teachers, our future managers, our future county employees, our future accountants. We also know that in Stanislaus County, that shortage will impact us even more because we already face a shortage of college graduates per capita. We lag behind the rest of the state. So when we started at Stanislaus Community Foundation to look at the data, it was incredible. Well, we found out that we have a great high school graduation rate of 84%, and yet only 19% of those kids will move on to finish a college degree within 6 years. That was startling to us, and it was a call to action to bring people together. However, it was not a failure on the part of our schools and our systems and our institutions of higher education. What we found is they're all working incredibly hard, and that's the reason for tonight. When we decided to peel back the onion and look at the data, what we found was in the last 5 to 10 years alone, our schools and our community have really kind of risen up to take that challenge on, and that's what tonight is about, is celebrating all the innovation that's taking place in this community to respond to preparing a better educated workforce for Stanislaus tomorrow.
So tonight's program began as a pretty simple idea of celebrating some of those efforts in Stanislaus County. But the public response to our call for ideas quickly alerted us that there's much more happening in this community than we could have even imagined. Some of those innovative efforts and successes that you'll hear about tonight include a computer coding camp. A locally raised grad student took it upon himself to create this innovative camp, and he's partnering with local high schools. The region's biggest company partnered with 2 high school districts to create an apprenticeship program, giving high school kids real-world learnings and experience and begin to equip them for more education or even a career. We'll have a teacher that leapt out of the box to create a zombie apocalypse to make learning about forensic biotech accessible and fun and relevant, and there's going to be much, much more.
So I mentioned a minute ago that when we looked at the data and realized that we really needed to bolster that pipeline from kinder to career, and again, celebrating some of the things already happening, we realized we could do more. And so at Stanislaus Community Foundation, we launched Stanislaus Futures, which is a partnership between 6 high school districts, Modesto Junior College and Stanislaus State, to really impact that pipeline from high school to career. So in the next year, we're going to provide $150,000 in strategic needs-based scholarships to high school seniors graduating from Stanislaus County schools. And actually in the next 2 years, that'll be $300,000. So we're seeking to build on those scholarship funds, and we're partnering with the Modesto Bee to launch Focus on Futures, which is an integrated media and fundraising campaign that you'll be hearing a lot about. The Modesto Bee is going to use their very robust platform to create more scholarship funds for the kids that need it most. So that's what Stanislaus Futures is about. Focus on Futures is about also, but it's really about coming together in partnership with not always the usual players, with some unlikely partners, but really focused on one thing, and that is building a vibrant Stanislaus where every kid, your kids, my kids, have a pathway to prosperity.
So, before we begin, none of this would be possible without the support of our sponsor, Modesto City Schools. Can we give a round of applause for Modesto City Schools? Thank you. And the remarkable work of Mike Daniel and his team at Final Cut Media, who shot and produced the videos in tonight's program. Thanks. So thanks so much for supporting the community dialogue through the Bee Amplified. Now, here are Jessica Irish and Mike Dunbar to get the program started. Hope you all enjoy the evening.
Enjoy.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I'm Jessica Chang Irish. I'm honored to be one of your MCs. I'm the Stanislaus Community Foundation Philanthropic Services and Marketing Officer. I'm originally from Southern California, but moved to Turlock more than 5 years ago. Any Turlockians in the crowd here? Woo! And I'm proud to now call this community home.
I'm Mike Dunbar. I'm the opinions page editor of The Bee. Some of you have read my opinions, I hope. Please don't throw anything. I'm only going to offer one opinion tonight. And that is that what we're seeing in education in this community is great. It truly has been inspiring.
Well, Mike and I are here to guide you through an amazing show tonight to show you what educators, parents, business leaders, and students are doing in our schools and communities every day, making learning fun and having fun learning.
When people talk about education, they think about the future. But what we have found is that the future is now. We're going to introduce you to students who are creating a great future right here in our valley, and some of the people, entire communities sometimes, who are collaborating to empower and inspire them. We've got a lot of wonderful video, as Ken mentioned, and we're going to invite some wonderful people right up onto this stage, and they're going to tell you about how they're innovating, educating, and inspiring our students.
We've developed 4 themes for the evening: engage, explore, encourage, and empower. We start with engagement in elementary school. You'll see law enforcement officers building friendships with students, a parent support system, a mentor program, and students who are going to the distance to build healthy bodies and minds. Check it out.
Morning, what's your name? Hi, Christian. I'm also a
California Highway Patrol is proud to partner with Fred Hart Elementary School for their Peace Walk here on Fridays. We're escorting kids from surrounding neighborhoods to get them here to their school in a safe manner.
It's great to build a strong relationship with the students, the community that we are engaged on a daily basis. Most of our officers that are behind me supervise these areas, get to know the community members, and get to see face-to-face and actually relate to them.
We've noticed since we started this program that our attendance on Fridays has come substantially higher. It used to be our lowest attendance day, and we have a lot more kids coming out.
I like being part of the Peace Band because we get to meet officers, and then when you go back to school, you get to be first to go eat.
Good job.
Whenever you come back to school, there's music. The police officers come and dance with the kids.
It's important to build that relationship between law enforcement with our youth. A lot of young kids are timid by law enforcement. Our presence in their lives actually builds and strengthens our relationship, and that it humanizes what we do.
Parent Cafes have been phenomenal. Watching it grow. We started this last year, and I think the first time we had maybe 20, 30 people. The group that we have tonight is incredible. Not only does it bring us together for a meal, but to bring us together to discuss different things that impact our families, or the parenting styles, the education system.
I facilitate the Spanish class, and most of the parents have a lot of children here, but they didn't know each other. So it has really built their social connections.
Nos da como esa satisfacción, nos da placer porque nos damos cuenta que ellos también, los demás padres también tienen sueños como nosotros tenemos de ver crecer a sus hijos y fortalecerse y sobresalir en su educación.
So one person is going to start and answer 3 questions that I have here.
We're helping them have stronger families. Stronger parents mean they're going to be able to, they learn in these conversations how to listen again, how to talk with other parents. They learn resiliency, how to bounce back. So we're creating stronger parents and stronger families and happier children.
every student could be pulled out for 1 hour a day or a week and have somebody come and spend time with them, what do you think the world would be like?
Happy.
Mentoring program is an opportunity for one-on-one time with a student in our community to provide listening ears, a trustworthy adult or older person, and just really an opportunity to have one-on-one time where they know that you'll be there every week and build a relationship where they trust you.
It enriches my life. It makes me a better wife, a better mother, a better emergency room nurse to have this opportunity to look forward to meeting with my student and see him thrive and be excited about school and tell me about the award that he just got for being honest and for being kind.
Mentoring 1 hour shows great benefits, increased school attendance, increased grades.
I have to say I was gone for a short period of time, and he met with the other 2 people that are mentoring here, and when I returned that Thursday, he ran up to me, gave me the biggest hug. I'm so glad that you're back. It was like, and at that point we had only met 2 times.
So I could learn better and tell you stuff that I want to tell other people.
Just imagine if every student came to school knowing that there was one person that was their advocate, that would listen to them. All judgment aside, I'm not giving any grades, there's no testing involved. It is completely on the students' terms. I believe it would transform our community.
We are out here for Mighty Milers every Monday and Friday. We come out here from 8 to 8:15 and run some laps.
I like running because it's a good thing to do because you get a lot of exercise.
And we love to eat sweets, right? And that's one way to burn off calories, right?
So we track their laps, so we accumulate miles, and overall as a school, cumulatively they ran over 900 miles. Our student achievement has gone up, our discipline has gone down. Just being out here and having fun, it's been an outstanding activity to have for the kids.
I feel that this is a great program and that I'm having fun and everybody is having fun.
We have 5Ks that we do about 4 times a year, so it's just a good way for everyone to come together on a Saturday morning and have some more fun.
I just think they feel good about themselves. They feel good. We cheer them on. We give them high fives. We say great job. We give them hugs. And they're just so happy. They're like, I ran a whole mile, so they're excited and they feel good about themselves.
Next up, we have a video of a teacher who makes math much more fun.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally while helping me with math. She got a little rowdy. I was trying to learn the order of operation, and she could sense my terrible frustration. Then all of a sudden her eyes opened.
I have some 6th graders here tonight. Why can't we do it live?
Sure, come on up, Ron.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Mike.
In fact, I bet I could get Aunt Sally here. Give me just a second. Hey, Aunt Sally, it's Ron. Your nephew, Ron. Hey, where are you? You're at the Chartreuse Muse across the street? You're not gonna believe this. We're at the Gallo Center. I have a couple students here. We're getting ready to sing PEMDAS, and we'd love for you to help us. Can you do it? But people are watching, and it's a little awkward. All right, can you get here? All right, thanks, Aunt Sally. Okay, bye. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally while helping me with math. She got a little rowdy. I was trying to learn the order of operation, and she could sense my terrible frustration. Then all of a sudden her eyes opened wide. She stood up on the table and then she cried. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction in order from left to right. Parentheses, exponents, and multiply, divide, addition, subtraction in order from left to right. If you need a little trick to be your salvation when learning the order of operation, try PEMDAS. You were right, Sally, you're right. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Why, helping me with math, she got a little rowdy. I was trying to learn the order of operation, and she could sense my terrible frustration. Then all of a sudden her eyes opened wide. She stood up on the table, then she cried. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction, in order from left to right. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction, in order from left to right. If you need a little trick to be your salvation when learning the order of operation, try PEMDAS. You were right, Sally, you're right. Here we go, you were right, Sally, you're right. Oh, Sally, oh, Sally, oh, Sally, Sally, you're right. Parentheses, exponents, and multiply, divide, addition, subtraction, in order from left to right. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction, in order from left to right. Parentheses, exponents, and multiply, divide, addition, subtraction, in order from left to right. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction, in order from left to right. If you need a little trick to be your salvation when learning the order of operation, try PEMDAS. Thank you, Aunt Sally.
Woo! Great job.
Some people spread their wings and leave home to explore their passions, then find their way back here so they can help those get ahead. Emmanuel Escamilla is one of those people. Now a graduate student at Harvard University, Emmanuel helped develop a camp for middle school students in South Modesto to learn how to create websites and apps in partnership with DataPath, South Modesto Partnerships, and various schools. Let's welcome Emmanuel Escamilla.
So an escalator, a vehicle of transportation that moves people between floors. It lifts, it carries, and it makes life easier. But in some places, some of life's most simple conveniences, like an escalator, are hard to find. So I was raised in Modesto, California, and I'm proud to call this city my home. I was raised in the south part of town to a single mother who struggled to make ends meet. Things were difficult. We lived in a one-room trailer in a trailer park on Olivero Road. This street was notorious for illegal activity, and in the Modesto Bee in 2012, it was called the Devil Street. And it was on this street that I went to MJC. And I remember vividly running to catch the bus to school 6 days a week to study. And after I graduated MJC in 2013, I went to UC Berkeley to complete my undergraduate studies. And now I'm attending Harvard University to complete my graduate studies. So from a trailer park to Harvard, this is a Modesto story. And from the outside looking in, Olivero Road may seem like a crazy place. And yes, many times it felt like an episode of The Twilight Zone. But I'm proud to say that some of the best people that I've ever met live there. And it's made me the person that I am today. And also on that street was this house where two young boys lived. And their names were Emilio and Jesse. Now, Emilio was a 6th grader, and Jesse was a 3rd grader. And they had quite the reputation on the block. They were known as the Dennis the Menaces of the street. And one day after I came home from school, my mother asked me if I could tutor them because they were at risk of being held back. So reluctantly, I said yes. So 3 days out of the week, we studied here at this place in a little dining area next to the bakery and the butcher because we got free food. And after months of working with them, I realized that these kids were really great They were just a little bit rough around the edges. So once we found out in May that they were going to be able to pass on to the next grade, I wanted to celebrate with them. So I told them, let's do something that you've never done before. Let's go somewhere that you've never done before. And right when I said that, I was nervous because I thought they were going to say something outrageous, like they wanted to go to Disneyland or to Legoland, or they wanted to go to Great America. But without hesitation, they both said that they wanted to go to the mall. And this is the sad reality of many people that live, this is the sad reality of many children that live in poverty. Olivero Road to the mall is less than 6 miles away, but they had never been there before. Their life was the Devil's Street. So one Saturday, I rounded them up, and we went to the mall. We went into every store. We spent the whole entire day looking at crazy things, furniture, shoes, clothes, toys. But one thing that I remember clearly and the most memorable moment were the escalators. Emilio and Jesse told me that they had never seen an escalator in real life. Now imagine 2 young kids with dirty clothes, ice cream around their mouths, running to the escalator, stopping right in front of it, trying to time their first step, and then once they get on, holding on to the rails for dear life so that they wouldn't fall. And then once they get to the top, they run back down to do it all over again. For them, the escalator was their roller coaster, and the mall was their Disneyland. And that moment revealed to me the needs of students living in poverty, and it's the inspiration for the Codex program. So the Codex program is a summer program that helps middle school students learn how to build apps and make websites. Over the summer, students learn a foundational knowledge, and they're also able, and our program also offers pathways to college and pre-career exposure into the tech sector. In addition, we also provide trips to tech companies. We're able to visit college campuses. They're able to participate in community service. And along with that, they're also able to meet community leaders. And this program was inspired by when I was a student at UC Berkeley. I got to study computer science, and I was shocked by the disparities between the Central Valley and the Bay Area. And I realized that they'd be perpetuated if tech education would not be accessible to students living here. So what Codex attempts to do is to make tech more accessible to low-income areas. That's our mission. Now, the innovation of the Codex program is twofold. First is our community partners. We value and we're privileged to have partners that range across the business sector, education, community nonprofits, and faith-based nonprofits, all who come together to make the program work. We truly believe that not just the parents, but also the local community are the gatekeepers to the success of any educational program. And second is our model. 7-week summer program, we select 24 students, 12 boys, 12 girls, all of whom are considered at risk by their schools. And we teach them an introduction to HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and app development. Along with that is our pedagogical model. We focus on developing the whole student, not just hard skills. We invest in building a culture of family so students feel comfortable expressing who they are. We invest in building a network for them at a young age. We value exposure opportunities so that they're able to visit campuses and they're able to see what it is to work at a tech company. This is what we do, and we love it. So, one thing that we're realizing is that what students are learning outside of the classroom is also helping them during the academic year. So during the summer, outside of the classroom, the skills that they're learning and how to code is helping them with logic, creativity, and conceptual skills such as critical thinking. Coding is such a valuable skill in that it helps individuals across platforms. So somebody who wants to be a doctor, who wants to be a writer, can still benefit from the skills that they learn. And along with that, I could spend all night talking about how great the program is, but I think it would be best if I show you. So Stephanie, who was a 14-year-old student in Codex, said that her parents do not speak English, so they're not able to guide her as much as they desperately want to. They want her to go to college, and they want her to succeed in life. And Codex has allowed her to see the opportunity and the reality of going to college. She's been able to tour UC Berkeley and Stanford, and her Codex team won first place in the Congressional App Challenge. So this is our hope and our value that we attempt to add for every student. And students don't just enjoy participating in our programs, they also perform highly. Their success is Modesto's success. In our first year, 17 of our 24 students did not have access to a computer at home. And 6 months after participating in our program, they won the Congressional App Challenge. And this past November, we had the privilege of winning the Wesley Prize for Young Innovators of California. Codex was considered a top innovation in the state, which is something that we're extremely proud of. And what this shows is that there's a lot of talent in low-income communities. What it also shows is the urgency that schools should have to implement tech into the curriculum. And all of these recognitions and awards are things that are putting Modesto on the map. So it's something that our city should be proud of. And we're not just proud of our students, we're also proud of the volunteers, like Danny Mauricio, who goes to UC Merced and drives to Modesto once a week to teach at Hanshaw Middle School. Or like Edgar Navarro, who found his passion working with students at Codex and is now leading the PALS program in Eastside Modesto. This is the value that we hope to add. And what I've learned is that this could not be possible without our generous community partners. James Bates at DataPath, Jose Sabala at South Modesto Partnerships, George Berdukis at MJC, Pam Abel, Jeff Albritton and Ginger Johnson at Modesto City Schools, Steve Harlingran, and Deborah Hendricks at Sylvan School District are all helpful in making students' dreams come true. So thank you. So in collaboration with our community partners, with the assistance from Harvard University, with the board of the Codex program and our parents and students, we hope to help students realize their dreams. So in that way, Codex acts as an escalator, lifting students to college and a career. Thank you.
Well done.
So inspiring. It's people like Emmanuel coming back to give back to his home community that gives me so much hope and pride.
Absolutely. It's amazing what people can do when they know how to push around a computer. And it might start with the basic training like Codex, but soon young people will take it to another level. Like the students in Johansen High School's Digital Arts and Technology Advancement Pathway Program. That's a mouthful. Let's look at this video produced by Data Pathways Director Brad Cornwell and his students.
Hi, I'm Emily Dale, multi-year Johansen Viking TV news anchor and part of the Data Pathway. Consider this, you, being able to create the movies you see on the big screen or program video games like the ones you've played. Classes that teach you the skills to create a professional video or video game is something that is being offered right now at Johansen in our Data Pathway. You may be wondering what DATA is. DATA stands for Digital Arts and Technology Advancement. The pathway prepares students with skills for a career in numerous industries, including the motion picture industry, the television production industry, the video game industry, and numerous other digital media industries. The pathway also helps prepare students for careers in computer science, computer information systems, animation, illustration, graphics design, special effects, advertising, publishing, architecture, engineering, project management, and more. Our students are able to apply what they learn on cross-curricular projects in their core classes, meaning our students can create digital presentation to help them in their English or history classes. This prepares them for 21st century careers and post-secondary studies.
Hi, my name is Tristan Garber. I'm a senior at Johansson High School, and joining the DAD program made me realize that I really like doing game design and programming, so I was hoping to get into a field that involves that. I applied and got accepted to Cogswell Polytechnical College, and I'm just hoping to go there.
My name is Tony Pastori. I'm a junior at Johansson, and since joining the data program, I've changed what I wanted to do. I think I want to go into media. And right now, my dream is to be running the studio at CNN.
My name is Paul Timbagahan, and I'm a senior at Johansson. I've always been very resolute in me becoming a video game designer, whether it's programming or level design, art design, etc. It's always been my passion to become a game producer in any way possible.
Hello, my name is Ignacio Monfalbon, and I'm a cinema major at San Francisco State University. As a high school student who had never ever touched a camera, I had no idea what I was doing. This is when I entered the data program at Johansson High School. This program really enabled my dream to happen, my dream to go to a college and study this career. If this school had not allowed for this program to exist, I would have been really behind on my dream to become a filmmaker. I would have not been able really to pursue my career this easily.
I'm Haley Pierce, and I graduated from Johansson in 2016. I was the director for the broadcast, and I started up and I ran it for the first 2 years. Data gave me a new look on the things in life and what I could do for a career. Data really opened me up to film and videography and showed me a new form of art that I really grew with, and the way that it helped me in becoming a leader by becoming a director and getting a job, it just really expanded everything in my world and showed me just how much potential I have. And it's one of the best things that's happened to me.
Pretty cool program, huh? Wish I had that in high school.
I'd still lose at all the games. It wouldn't matter.
Well, we welcome next to the stage some people who've figured out how to take motivated high school students and provide them a path to a meaningful career right here in their hometown, right after high school. E&J Gallo Winery works with Modesto City Schools and Ceres Unified School District to prepare high school students for manufacturing jobs. To tell us more about this partnership, I'd like to introduce our panelists. Rebecca Betancourt, E&J Gallo Winery Workforce Development Manager. Rick Coffey, E&J Gallo Winery Director of Operations, Training, and Workforce Development. Jeff Albritton, Modesto City Schools Alternative and Vocational Education Senior Director. And Chris Van Meter, Ceres High School Manufacturing and Green Energy Academy teacher. Let's welcome them to the stage. Thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you.
So let me start out by asking Rebecca and Chris, how did this idea to form this partnership between Gallo Winery and your school start?
Yeah, I think this was about 6 years ago. There was a brilliant child of our superintendent at Ceres Unified School District and met with some of the partners at Gallo, E&J Gallo Winery. And they wanted to really look at a way to get kids career ready and skill ready to go directly into the workforce. And that led us to where we're at now. About 3 years ago, we drove that right through the roof, and we're doing good with kids today.
Yeah, so the relationship started about 6-7 years ago with Ceres Unified Schools, and particularly with Ceres High. Over about two years ago, we picked up relationships with Modesto City Schools to help, because we were looking at the community and giving back to the entire community. And then just last year, we also added in through Ceres with Central Valley High as well.
Rick, why are these partnerships with the school districts so important to Gallo Winery?
Well, Mike, I think, first and foremost, and Rebecca just touched on this is really a powerful way for our company to invest in and give back to the community. And what better way to do that than to work real closely in very tight partnership with both Ceres and Modesto school districts. That's number one. Number two, and quite frankly, our company is continuing to grow. And we have a very talented workforce, but we are going to need to continue to hire And what we're seeing coming out of these high schools are some very capable and talented individuals, which leads to my third and last point, and that is these school districts have outstanding vocational programs. When I first joined Gallo, I had a chance to meet Chris and toured the academy, and I was just blown away. And then with the work that Jeff's done with us, and I've had a chance to look at all the different vocational programs with Modesto, it's really impressive. So those are the three reasons: give back to the community, the fact that we're continuing to grow as a company, and the fact that there's some very good programs here.
Growth, that sounds good. Jeff, Chris, tell us some of the success stories of the program and the internships.
Well, I think the fact that we have a partnership with our manufacturing practicum, it's in his second year, and it kind of started over eating a hamburger. Rick and I were dining together at lunch one day, and he was talking about what he just said, the growth of their company, and it's supply and demand. You know, that's the demand, and the supply, I'm well aware of it. Modesto City Schools has 5,000 seniors graduating every single year, and I know where those kids are, and they've all completed, many of them, 3 or 4 year pathways in industrial technology. And so that's when the light bulb came on, and that's how we developed the manufacturing practicum.
And in reality today, we still have students that are currently working for E&J Gallo Winery. We have local manufacturers and employers that are reaching out to us on a monthly basis asking for resumes for our students because they know they're coming and they're ready with skill-ready work and career-ready work. Yeah.
Right, and some of the video that you see now is actually former interns who have become Gallo Winery employees. So now that we've heard a little bit about the program itself, let's hear from some of the Ceres High and the Modesto City Schools manufacturing practicum students, as well as some of the former interns of Gallo, to hear what they have to say about the program.
Being a manufacturer, period, would actually help me go towards my goals of learning how to work with a team, making sure I can get things done right, efficiently. In the future, I hope to own my own business and maybe be a CEO for a manufacturing company.
I like working with my hands. I think that there's potential there. I mean, you know, in school, there's a lot of pressure to go straight to college and to do that, and a lot of kids do that. That's great, but you still need someone there in the factories and in the physical working world to do that, and so I see potential there.
Like working with electricity, the program taught me a lot. Before I joined it, I had no clue what I was going to do, and that it brought it out in me, and I saw that that's where I'm supposed to go.
They really want us to be prepared for after high school, and so one of our finals, our school finals, was a mock interview. And so that really helped me because never applying to anything, not even a job, like that really helped me like set the mood on like how a job interview could really be like. And they kind of boost your confidence like to be prepared.
I mean, put bottles on the line, take them off. I put stickers, label stickers on the bottles. I inspect bottles for glass. So great is that I get to be part of the process where we make sure that the product is safe enough to be in the consumer's hands.
I don't go for the money to work at this job. I actually work here because I love to do it. I love the jobs that they have here, the careers you can get out of to being in here in Gallo.
Our high schools are a great source of talent. What I saw personally with some of the interns that we brought into Gallo this year, I was very impressed by their aptitude, interest in technology, and their interest in being great team players.
Tell us about some of the outcomes of hiring some of the high school students into the internship program and then as full-time employees, some great successes there.
Yeah, so we've actually had some fantastic success over the years. I look back at 7 years of relationships with Ceres, a couple of years now with Modesto City Schools, and we've just seen it grow. We see the programs grow, we see the students grow. 2 years ago, we took this program on, we took our first set of interns through. We had 8 interns, we hired all 8. Last year, we had 15 interns into the program, and we hired 9 of those 15. And then the practicum programs, we are growing in numbers this year. We're looking at between think we have about 25 students at Modesto City Schools, and then nearly 50 students between Sirius Unified, and then another 10 now from Houston as well. And so we have grown that program from about 35 students last year into over 70 this year coming.
That's great.
So these kids, these 18, 19-year-old kids are coming right out of high school, and within months they're getting a full-time job at a living wage, and they can look at a real future.
Absolutely.
How competitive is it at your schools to get into this program?
That's a great question. You know, we can't take all the students in our program. We currently have 250 kids in our program. We're graduating about 50 to 60 seniors a year. And it's so competitive at the 8th grade level. We're 8th grade. We're going to do our interviews here in the next, we interview 8th graders. We're going to do our interviews here in the next month, and we generally have, for 70 positions, 70 kids coming in the 9th grade, about 200 plus applicants that go into the program. Yeah.
And in Modesto City Schools with 8 high schools, again, 3,000 seniors, you know, each year, how do we narrow that down? And we have an application process. We go out with Gallo to each high school, and we made presentations talking about the opportunity, and we screened them very carefully, paper screened them, interviewed them all during Christmas on their own time. I should say also the practicum meets on their own time. It's after school, so they really show that commitment. So this is really the cream of the crop. I talk about 17 different pathways we have in Modesto City Schools, and we glean down to really what I believe are the finest students ready to go to work right out of high school.
And they see the value of the program. These students want to be a part of that and what's going on in the community. They're really excited about that.
Great.
Now, Rick, Rebecca, what does the future look like for the program?
So we've shown already there is growth happening. The organization is growing as well, and we're always giving back to the community. So we're continuing to focus with the manufacturing side of our practicum programs, our internship programs, but we're also conscious of the fact that we also have an agricultural side of the business. And so we are now starting to look at the potential for agriculture out in the vineyards and our vineyard management side to really broaden across not just manufacturing, but also into our ag side. So it's exciting.
And I think I'd just like to add to that, we also want to continue to refine and improve these programs. The program that we have this year will be better than what we had last year and the year before. Both Jeff and everybody involved from Modesto and Chris and the others at Central Valley, at Sirius are continuing to work with us on how to refine like the practicum programs. We're also going to add additional hours in our internship program, so we're going to continue to improve and refine. And this is not a short-term investment. The key here is this is something we want to have that's sustainable over time.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much to you panelists for joining us and sharing so much about this innovative program to build our future. Thank you.
And thanks for moving the stools back and forth. Appreciate that.
The heavy lifting.
Yeah. So, are there any fans of the TV shows CSI or Bones out there? Yeah, okay,
quite a few.
I see. Well, our next featured program encourages students to play the roles of crime scene investigators, forensic scientist, and DNA analyst. And none too soon. Because we've heard through reliable sources that there's been a zombie outbreak in Modesto.
What? Here they come.
I think I got it.
The zombie invasion has infiltrated Enox High School.
Write down what you saw.
And the Enox High Forensic Biotechnology team is on the case.
Here's the zombie. Now figure out what's wrong with it and what caused it to happen and what caused it to react that way. What can you do to find a cure for that?
And they're testing the blood 10 different ways. So right now we have 10 different labs going on simultaneously in the same classroom with each team performing a complete lab with write-up and everything.
Luckily, the zombie attack is only an exercise designed to challenge the students to analyze blood samples from the zombie.
We found that you can get pretty good student engagement if you offer them novel learning opportunities and if you base it in skills that are going to transfer to a college or university. So is it important?
Dave Menshew launched the Forensic Biotech Science Pathway program at Enochs High 11 years ago with the support of Modesto City Schools and the California Partnership Academies. This is the nation's only 4-year biotechnology program at the high school level.
One of the things that I believe is that if we do go beyond and we engage the students at a higher level, they really appreciate and they know they're smart and they can see that we're not just handing them handouts and expect them to fill in worksheets. And so if we go beyond, then we set a standard that very often they come up to. So I'm pretty pleased with that.
Whether zombie attack simulations, fingerprint analysis, hair and fiber examinations, or even genetic engineering, the students get a chance to experiment with cutting-edge lab equipment in real-life scenarios.
Open chip, please.
Since the program's start in 2006, Mr. Menshew has taught more than 2,500 students in the program.
I mean, who doesn't want to be like the CSI people on TV? So I was like, yeah, sign me up.
Senior Alex Reza is one of them. Before the Forensic Biotech program, he didn't have a set career goal. After 2 years in the program, he now has a plan to attend Columbia College and become a fire investigator.
We even studied the Oakland fire and the tragedy that happened. And we take real world cases and we implement them in our class. That really got me excited into the firefighting and the aspect of investigating them.
This small learning community cultivates an environment where students thrive. Mr. Menshew says their GPA and average daily attendance are higher than the school and district average. Many graduates choose science-related majors in college and as professions.
They continue to amaze me with the feedback I get once they're gone for a year or two and the lights start to come on. And now I understand why you made us do this, this, and this. And that's really gratifying. The support that we've gotten at all levels, from the very, very beginning with the district, they were able to see the vision early on and supported it throughout the years. I'm very proud of our students. I mean, it downright makes me tear up. We had 22 of them get awards from both the City Council last year and the Modesto City School Board, and I couldn't even speak because it just kind of overwhelms you when you realize the power of something like that. And some of these are kids that tell me that they weren't even planning on finishing high school when they entered our program, and then they kind of found a home.
Great job to you and your students.
Especially the zombies. They were frightening.
They were good. It's important to note a couple things. The Enochs Forensic Biotech program often gets observers from around the world, from different universities and organizations. In fact, they even had people from Japan visiting their class last week. They pride themselves on serving our local community by providing demonstrations and exercises for younger kids, oftentimes at Stan State and MJC, so you might see those out and about in the community, and also their peers at other schools. And also a big thank you to the makeup artists with daydreams and nightmares for the awesome zombie makeup. Really realistic.
That was makeup.
Right? So we don't want to say it takes a village to educate and encourage our young people. More like an entire community. United Patterson does just that. They may only be in kindergarten. But these kids already have big plans for their futures.
My name is Modesto State. My name is Brianna, and I want to go to Guadalajara Tecos University.
Patterson Unified School District is part of a movement to encourage all their students to develop a plan to pursue college, trade school, or the military immediately after high school. They belong to a network of schools across the nation called No Excuses University. From rallies to college tours and even lessons in their classroom about financial aid for college.
a money loan to a student to pay for his or her tuition.
College flags and posters lavish every campus and classroom. Constant reminders for students to map out their path of life.
Because at first school was just like, oh, I have to get there, I have to get good grades for my mom, I have to get good grades for my auntie. And now that I'm thinking about it, like I have to get good grades for myself, like I have to get to college.
It helps me be motivated because it's like everybody kind of wants you to go to college, it's not just your parents.
Sixth grader Nadia Colding has been part of the No Excuses University initiative since kindergarten. Since then, she's visited 3 different universities. UC Berkeley is her favorite so far.
And we felt like we were college students, like walking around, and we asked some of the college students some questions, and it was really cool and fun.
It's been such a pleasure to see the kids talk about colleges and talk about their futures and just their dreams and aspirations that they have. It's been pretty impressive, and to see the level that they're taking it to.
That No Excuses University philosophy has expanded beyond the schools and now throughout the community. In 2015, the school district, city, businesses, churches, and service organizations of Patterson launched United Patterson.
United Patterson is really about encouraging all of our students to pursue post-secondary education. And in turn, that'll result in a more healthy, vibrant local economy. Locally here in Patterson, there's tremendous economic growth happening with the development of supply chain and logistics buildings here. We want those jobs, particularly the high-paying jobs, to go to our students when they finish their post-secondary plans.
It takes a village, and we definitely want to succeed. As the more our kids succeed, the more that our community succeeds.
Since United Patterson kicked off less than 2 years ago, more than 60 businesses, churches, and service organizations have joined the initiative.
When we chose to make this a district and community-wide initiative, we also had the support of our school board and our city council. And so it's really changing the culture in the community to understand that this is important. And when it's important, it becomes a priority. It's in our strategic plan. When we budget for conferences and workshops, this goes to the top.
From banners adorning the business walls to asking students about their plans and even hiring students, United Patterson partners spread the message in different ways.
I think it's in my best interest as an employer here in Patterson to invest in the youth in Patterson because that is the future of any employer in this town.
About half of Togo's franchise owner Keith Yamamoto's employees are high school or college students from Patterson.
That's a great career. If you can get into the nursing program, you're set.
As a young business owner and college grad himself, Keith makes it a point to offer advice to his employees, like a big brother.
So those individuals that are motivated, yeah, I do see a huge amount of growth in them here, and then I've seen them move on to the next level if it's in their career or in their education.
Like Togo's, students make up about half of the City of Patterson's recreation staff. At the Junior Warrior Youth Basketball League, several high school students spend their weeknights coaching elementary and middle school students. They give pointers on dribbling and shooting, but the older students realize the example they're showing as role models gives the younger students the shot they need to succeed off the court.
Some of these kids, you're their first coach, you're the first older person that's not their parent, that's telling them what to do, how to do it, and like later on when you see him around the community, they'll see, oh, he's going out there and showing community service and showing his parents respect and showing other people respect. Oh, I'll do that too.
Currently, 56% of high school graduates in Patterson continue on to a college or university. The school district hopes that United Patterson will help them reach their goal of 90% of graduating high school seniors with a plan of college, trade school, or the military within the next decade.
This is a very giving community. It's a community that loves its children. And I think when you put those two together with United Patterson, great things are going to happen.
My name is Xavier, and I wanted to go to the University of Washington.
My name is Ayana, and I'm going to UC Santa Barbara to become a lawyer.
My name is John, and after high school, my plan is to go to the Army.
My name is Iris Mejia. I plan to study political science at Merced City College, and I hope to pursue one day law school.
My name is Trey McGill, and I plan to go to San Diego State.
My name is Jose Robles, and I plan to go to Modesto Junior College.
My name is Don Gavon, and I will be attending CSU Stanislaus.
It takes a lot of people to make that kind of difference in the community. And we'd like to introduce you to some of them. the people who have made United Patterson work. Luis Molina, the former mayor of Patterson and a former Stanislaus County school board member. Veronica Miranda, a Patterson Unified School District assistant superintendent. Ken Hayskamp, he's the pastor of Adventure Christian Church. And Sabrina Guardado, she's a Creekside middle school teacher, and she's also a parent of a Patterson student. And I'd like to start the questioning with you, Luis, because I know you.
Hi.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't thinking
Need some
about
help?
this all night, guys.
There are seat belts. You might want to fasten them. Luis, tell us why United Patterson is important to the community of Patterson.
Well, as someone who served his country in the Marine Corps in the first Gulf War, on the County Board of Education, and as mayor for the city of Patterson, as an adult that kids, adults see in their church, at the store, around in the community, it's important for me to see a community that plants its seeds of faith, hope, and love to support the aspirations and dreams of our children and our community, and work collectively to make that happen. That's why it's important to our community, and hence, we are United Patterson.
Very good.
Now, Veronica, there are so many different organizations, multi-sectors involved. What makes this cross-sector initiative successful?
Well, the first thing that we looked at is actually gathering those stakeholders. So who do we have in the community? And so one of the first steps that we did was to ask the question and leverage actually what I'm like we said, I'm the assistant soup, so of Ed Services. So many of you in the room work with the LCAP. And so being able to do what is mandated of us and then being able to duplicate that to make it work for us. So we have to work with stakeholders, always have, that's what makes a difference. So asking the questions, bringing together who wants to work for our kids, what are you already doing? And we brought them together in the room, asked questions, what do we already have, and what do we need? And being able to do that, then we began to form a plan of how do we do that with a vision and a mission. As well. And so as we began to do that, we also began to communicate and talk to one another. Being in the school district, we work with so many organizations already, and sometimes we work in silos. Everybody's doing some amazing work all on their own. The hard part is how do you connect those dots or align those arrows to reach that goal of serving the children. And so what United Patterson has done is given us, if I were to say, that umbrella to pull everybody together. What is it we want to do? We want to serve our kids. And our vision statement actually states it's where dreams become reality. Not just for the kids, but for the community. What do you want to achieve? And so being able to build the steps and provide the resources for us to be able to push our community to get there.
Ken, how about from your perspective as a faith-based leader?
I'm the first person in my family to ever go to college. And I know very quickly that it was vital for me to do that. And I want to see all of the kids in Patterson succeed. We've got a good-sized youth group at our church. And I knew they needed to have this unified message so that when they're at church, I said, well, what's your plan? Where are you looking to go to college, trade school, whatever it is? And then there are things that I can do to help them to get involved with that. And I also have been connected with the school district now. My son is a 2011 graduate of Patterson High, and he'll be graduating with his bachelor's degree, by the way, in May. So we're very excited about that. And so again, it's just back to making sure we want our kids to succeed. We want them to have, as you've already said, Luis, that faith, hope, and love. Because without hope, things are bad. And Patterson's a small little bedroom community. You need to be looking beyond that. Now, you can always come back, but you need to be looking beyond that for your education and really building your future.
Now, I know there are a lot of success stories out of United Patterson and No Excuses University. Sabrina, we'll start with you, and the rest of you can chime in too. You'll have your own perspectives. But do you have any specific success stories as a parent, as a teacher, and even some statistics possibly to share too?
I've been lucky enough to see this from both perspectives, both as a parent and as a teacher at Creekside Middle School. And one perspective as a parent, a success story I will definitely call it, is my son, who's 10 and in 5th grade now, came home in 2nd grade really excited about a school rally, and he was head over heels about everything that had gone on that day at Apricot Valley. And then he stopped and he said, "But Mom, I don't know what I'm going to do." I was like, "Do about what? Should I go to USC? UC Berkeley, Stanford?" And these doors were just wide open for him, and he saw all of them as a possibility. And so it went beyond me and his dad just telling him, "You know, son, you can do it, you can do it." But now anywhere he goes in our town, everyone is telling him you can do it. And through the basketball program, he sees these seniors in high school, and they're telling him, "Yeah, I'm going to San Diego State." He's like, "I love Trey. I want to go to San Diego State." And so it's been great. And, as a teacher, being able to be the person on the other side of the door and, tell these kids and truly believe and have the passion, hey, you guys can do this. Every day is a success story. It's been amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
And I have some statistics I want to share with you. We've, like I said, worked with our stakeholders and asked our community, our parents, what is it that you need for us to bring? And so we made a list of things. One of the things was we didn't have ESL, or English as a second language. We have a 70% English learners in our district. And so we offered the classes. We were only able to offer 100 spots the entire year. We're now up to doubling that. And so we've been able to offer computer classes, citizenship classes. We actually have 13 new citizens in a year because of the classes we've offered. So we've been able to just expand that. And also the doors open. Our parents can't always come to us, so one of the things we did is go to where parents are. So in this case, just our faith-based organizations, we went there and had sign-ups for our parents.
That's awesome. Great outcomes. Now I'm wondering, how can other communities possibly emulate a model like United Patterson?
I've touched upon it a bit. First thing is you have those relationships already established. It's bringing everybody to the table to talk about and say, how can we work together to be able to truly offer these resources? We have them sitting there. It's not extra money that we need. We need to be talking. So it's that and I'm going to say it, it's that stakeholder meeting. The other thing is looking at who's already doing it. We looked at Amarillo, Texas. That's where we went. Found that they were, and they're huge. They're a 200,000, 230,000 city. So they do neighborhoods is what they do. So we took what we learned from there. Our superintendent made the initiative, and not only did school district folks went, we took somebody from the city, and we took a representative also from our school board so that they could see. So engaging those key people early on and then planning. So definitely reach out to us. So that's what I would say. Talk to your stakeholders. What do they need? Second, connect with someone who's already doing it, and then begin to form that mission and vision of what it is you want to achieve.
I think to also complement that, you heard Superintendent Phil Alfano say it has to be a priority. It has to be that important to your community in order for you to say, as a stakeholder, to bring people together and saying, this is important enough for our community to invest time and energy into our children and into the families and build those trusting relationships.
Okay, I noticed that a lot of the students were wearing buttons in the video. Ask me about my plan. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your plan, Ken?
My plan is to continue to build relationships in our community that are mutually beneficial, and obviously to grow the church that I'm at as well at the same time. So that's the plan.
Sabrina, what's your plan?
My plan is to keep doing what I'm doing. Every year I get 100 fresh faces in my classroom and just keep pushing them and letting them know that I believe in them, but honestly believing it myself.
Veronica?
My plan is that every student knows about college by the time they leave our elementaries. If I were to ask in the room, when did you hear, where are you going to college? Who asked you that question and when? For me, it was junior in high school. First generation English learner. So being able to establish that early on and plant that seed.
Luis, I know you've got a plan. So what is it?
I think one of the things is to become a stronger advocate for our community in Patterson. Continue building those trusting relationships. Really let our children know that I love them and the adults in our community love them and support them. And after a little bit of a break, I plan to work with young boys and men in our community to complement the effort that's going on with Invest in Me that supports girls and women in our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to our United Patterson panelists. Great work that
Now,
you're
if you'll
doing.
help us move our furniture.
You got quite a crowd from Patterson, huh?
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
So, great educators know that they are laying foundations. But the most important outcome of education isn't necessarily the knowledge, it's empowering the student.
One of our region's most successful programs is also one of its most important, a program that allows those who can't speak our language to communicate more fully and in turn participate more fully in our society, the Davis High School Language Institute.
جاية على أمريكا حلم بيتحقق بس القصة مو هالقد سهلة من أقل من سنة إجيت من سوريا على عالم غير تاني بتذكر لما أخذت أول صف إنجليزي إنه كان عن جد أحباط بالنسبة إلي كنت أحياناً اضطر إنه أسهر الليل بس كرمال ساوي اللي باقي ساووه بالصف بس اللي عن جد زعجني إنه مو بس إنه كنت بمدرسة وكان لازم أتعلم لغة تانية بس إنه كانوا كل رفقاتي وكل محلاتي اللي بحبهم بس تحولوا لمجرد ذكريات.
How's your voice?
出国留学是个挑战，机遇一直都意味着转折。出国留学是我获得最大的一个机会。我来美国已经4年了，对于一个土生土长的中国人来说，来到一个陌生的国度学习英文是非常艰难的。我试着参加一些正常学校，但是他们拒绝了我，因为我并不会讲英文。但是我很失望，但是我并没有放弃。我用尽我一切的时间去学习英文，包括带着我的单词本去厕所。
أول ما ثيوالي قاعد أمريكا قاعد 2010 حسوالي جاني مخاطد عجية زرته إيد بلدك وغير شكل عن بلدي حتى أول ما زدواني مدرسة حسواني جاني زيته ولك ذن وشمندي ولك وين مخوثين أول ما زدني المدرسة لك ذن وحروف وحسوالي جاني أبدا نسيان بنو إنجليزي
زمانی که ما برابر شنیدیم که ما با آمریکا میایم و قسما ما عصبی احساس کردم و فکر کردم که ندانستن انگلیسی ما شاید واسه شکست میشه اما در این زمان در مورد مادر و خواهرم هم تشویش میکردم چون آنها بر سر میکنن و ترسم به این بود که کسی به او چیزی بگوید و هم آسیب برسانه و آنها قادر نباشند که از خود دفاع کنند اما در این حال زمانی که در سال 2015 مکتب را شروع کردم فهمیدم که تمام تشویش‌های ما بیجاست و ما میتونیم که یک زندگی خوبتر داشته باشیم.
Al momento que me dijeron que nos íbamos a ir a vivir a los Estados Unidos, me sentí diferente, porque no sabía lo que iba a hacer. Cuando llegué a Davis, veí que era todo diferente, americanos. Cuando me llevaron al Language Institute, me sentí bien, ese miedo y desesperación habían desaparecido. Yo tenía mucho miedo porque no conocía nada, no sabía el idioma. Cuando me llevaron ahí, conocí a muchos mexicanos, ahí es cuando hice mis mejores amigos.
Tôi đến đây từ 1 năm rưỡi trước đây, thật khó khăn để di chuyển từ nước này sang nước khác bởi vì tôi không nhìn thấy được bạn bè, gia đình và nền văn hóa tôi đã đến lên trước đây. Khi ở trường tôi rất sợ hãi vì những gì tôi biết là từ phim ảnh. Trong một số bộ phim tôi thấy học sinh bị bắt nạt và tôi không muốn điều đó xảy ra với tôi. Khi lần đầu tiên đến trường, tôi là người đầu tiên nói tiếng Việt Nam và đó là một áp lực để tôi phải học tiếng Anh càng sớm càng tốt. Tôi sợ rằng khả năng tiếng Anh thấp của tôi sẽ không cho tôi vào đại học.
The Language Institute serves immigrant, refugee, and asylum-seeking teens that are new to the United States and living within Modesto City Schools boundaries. Since 2009, we have served students from 36 countries and 25 native languages. What makes us so unique is our use of internal data in addition to the California English Language Development Test, which gives us the opportunity to create a customized schedule for our students that matches their specific language ability and educational history. This is how we're able to educate students like Fatima, a girl from Afghanistan deprived of all education because she was born in a Taliban-controlled village. When she arrived, she couldn't read or write in her language or in English. 1 year later, we're proud to say she's reading and writing in complete sentences. It's also how we're able to accelerate learning for students like Ramtin from Iran or Claudia from Mexico, who arrived with tremendous knowledge and ambition. They just needed accelerated language acquisition and academic support to make their college dreams a reality. Excuse me. Literacy is definitely the overarching theme of our program. We firmly believe that learning a second language is so much more than just the ability to speak. So for that reason, we make sure that our students graduate with the ability to read, write, and critically think at the college, career, and global citizen level. Now, it wasn't like this in 2009. It took a lot of reflection, retooling, rethinking to come with the program that we have today. We wanted to create a program that mirrored the reality we saw in our classroom and the reality we saw in the community. Because in 2009, we could not have anticipated that Modesto was about to become a war refugee hub, meaning that students would arrive without any familiarity with the Roman alphabet, with years without formal education, and like Fatima's case, sometimes no education at all. We also had to reconsider the fact that what we thought was familiar was not, and that was our Spanish-speaking immigrant population. We had underestimated the diversity of countries our students would come from, but most significantly, we learned quickly that our students from Mexico and Central America quite often had the same traumas and life experiences as our war refugees, or in many cases, were living without one or both of their parents. Through all of our changes, we never relented on high academic standards, but it was really obvious that in order to meet the needs of the whole child and their family, we had to meet their needs in and outside the classroom. So for students, this meant taking them on field trips, university tours, educating them on what it takes to get into college, and most importantly, celebrating every success. For parents, this meant we needed to help them with what we take for granted, filling out paperwork, translation, understanding our school system, even showing them respect by becoming aware of their culture. The results truly do speak for themselves. We have students that have data showing that they have increased 8 grade levels in reading comprehension in 1 school year. Our English learners are reclassifying at an equal rate as the long-term English learners on our site. Our demographic has the highest attendance rate of all students at Davis High School. And what we're most proud of is that every graduate crosses the stage with a plan. And for over 80% of those, that plan includes higher education. Since 2012, thank you. Since 2012, we're very proud to say that 28 of our graduates were able to go directly into the CSU system. Last year, we had 3 graduates admitted directly to UC Davis, and this year's senior class, I think, is going to shatter all record books. For this year's senior class and graduates still to come, we know they're going to continue to accomplish all kinds of educational firsts, instantly making them a role model for students who have yet to even arrive in our country. What stats don't show you is that our students have become an integral part of the Davis campus community and the greater Modesto community. I need a cheat sheet for this one. They play soccer, softball, tennis, track, golf, basketball, participate in Teens Run Modesto dance and drama production. For the past 2 years, Language Institute young men have been crowned homecoming king. Sorry. Sorry, Kevin. And they have received numerous local, state, and national awards for both academic success and for their tremendous character. We are proud that the success of our students has made us a model program for other schools and school districts around the state. It's been our pleasure to host those who are wanting to learn how to better suit the needs of their newcomer English learner population. My heart truly does burst with pride, and I could go on and on all night if they'd let me, but they won't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the microphone back to the young ladies and gentlemen that you met earlier so that you can hear in their own words just how truly amazing they are.
Now I have friends all around the world. English is a language that has brought us together. New students from Vietnam have been arrived, and I've been able to help them adjust during those uncomfortable days. Now I'm taking college prep classes, and I'm making sure I will be university eligible when I graduate. Now I'm hopeful because I know with good education, everything is possible. Now I have English ability to accomplish my goal, to become a doctor. Language Institute has not helped me with English, also helped me to get into college. The many trips I have been taken show me how bright my future is in America. My name is Zach, and I'm 15. I'm from Vietnam.
Now my English has improved. I graduated from the program. The Language Institute helped me to learn English and have the confidence to speak it. They helped me succeed. I'm so proud to be in college prep classes, AP classes, the Public Safety Academy, and several clubs. I play football, golf, and soccer. And I feel that stereotypes doesn't matter anymore. My name is Alan Salinas. I'm from Mexico. I'm 15 years old.
1.5 years after starting school in Davis High, I'm graduating this year. All my siblings are doing very well in schools, and my mom is learning English through a community volunteer. I'm going to MGC next fall. After MGC, I plan to go to UC or TCU University to accomplish my goal to be a dentist or astrophysicist for NASA. And my dad used to work for a U.S. military in Afghanistan as an anesthesiologist, and now and is happy now to be helping our city as an EMT. And at the end, I just want to say thank you to Modesto City for welcoming us with open arms. My name is Nazir, and I'm from Afghanistan.
After a month of being in the United States, I learned the alphabet. After this, I felt happy and hopeful to be in the United States. Sometimes I want to go back to Iraq, but I know here is where I can achieve my dreams. After 1 year of being in the Language Institute program, I was able to graduate. The Language Institute did not just help me improve my English. It helped me in so many ways. Ms. Bird helped me apply and get accepted to Health Academy, getting me closer to my dream, where I can go to UC Davis and becoming a neurosurgeon. I feel hopeful. I feel beyond happy. I feel beyond happy that this dream is within reach. I'm Katrine, I'm 16, and I'm from Iraq, Baghdad.
Now I have been Davis Language Institute for 4 years. I have completed all the UC requirement. I got 1310 of 1600 for my SAT score. I took a 2 year Spanish and ended up earning A. I take a class for college credit in high school. I got a job in Seymour's supermarket. So one of proudest moment in Davis High School is I received most award from to become homecoming king in my senior year. After I graduate in May, I want to go to UC San Diego or UC Irvine to study computer science. My name is Kevin. I'm 18 years old. I'm from China.
After only 7 months in the Language Institute, things become a lot easier. My English class felt like any normal class I've ever taken. Everyone in the school helped me improve my English, but especially my Language Institute teachers and the environment they provided for me. Being with others who faced the same situation and learning the basics that I missed before are what really made me so confident in who I am today. When I close my eyes, I still can envision my home, and the memories are so bittersweet. But when I open them, I see my future, and I feel so hopeful and special. My name is Hind. I'm 16 years old, and I'm from Syria.
Our next and final presenter needs really no introduction in Modesto. He's been Modesto's Poet Laureate. He introduced our city to slam poetry and has turned it into a capital of the genre. He's an educator himself, teaching poetry, English composition, and literature at Modesto Junior College.
And don't forget, he is Modesto's own American Ninja Warrior.
That's right. Let's welcome Sam Pierstorff.
I brought my own mic stand. I just want to say I'm really honored to be here among so many people who share the same values that I share. Honored to be here on the stage with all these wonderful people, and I don't think there's anything more important in this world, especially right now, than education. And I learned, have I found the light? I learned we're on Facebook Live, so I just need to find the camera, and I just want one of these for a little Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett, anyone? You're old. So I was asked to present a poem, and it's my honor to do so. I want to thank everybody, and this is how I'm going to thank you. And in the world of slam poetry, it's common, you don't have to, no force, but if you hear a line you like, an idea, whatever, then you do one of these. And that's a way to show appreciation without interrupting the poem. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to snap all the time. If you don't snap at all, admittedly, I'll feel pretty bad. But that's okay. Because I didn't get paid for the poem, so. I'm not complaining, we're teachers. Pay us more. This is called A Cup of Hope, a poem for educators. This is for the teachers, the rogue carpenters who build houses out of books without a hammer, without nails, because there is no money left for supplies. But you still make a safe home for students to live inside. Watch them paint walls with their laughter and scream their names down the halls. You hear their echoes, their prayers, their calls, and you answer them all. This is for the innovators who do not simply reach for the stars, but instead rip them straight out of the sky when everyone says they are reaching too high, but look how their classrooms suddenly glow, how their whole school is visible from space. Not even gravity can hold down their dreams. This is for the designers, not the fashion kind who fiddle with swatches, but the coders, the creators, the digital artists who build worlds with a keyboard and learn to shoot with a camera instead of a gun to show everyone what is possible when given a chance. This is for the administrators who hold a safety net beneath the limbs of a tree 100 feet high where great teachers have found themselves stranded, without help, without funding, because they risked it all for students. But you are there to help them land softly and to whisper, "Try again. Nothing worthwhile comes easy." This is for the community that helps lift up children whose backpacks are filled with the weight of the world on their shoulders, their parents' dreams tucked inside the pockets with notes that read, "Little boy, if you study, you can find cancer's kryptonite. Little girl, if you listen closely, you will hear the heartbeat of the universe and learn how to keep it alive. This is for the students, the hell raisers and the hand raisers, the athletes and the heavy breathers, the immigrants and the refugees who walk on two earths at once, the hyperactive and the inactive, the social butterflies and the lonely caterpillars still inside their cocoon. This is for you, this moment, this dream, this hope called education that we serve every day, one cup at a time, until you are grown and successful and thoughtful and kind, until you are so full of knowledge that you are compelled to stand up and turn to the long line of learners who have followed your light all the way to our classroom doors. Now invite them in, encourage them to sit down and stay for a while. Then let us do what we were born to do. Let us serve these students until they too grow up to be amazing, just like you. Thank you.
Awesome. What a way to close out the night, huh?
Can't top that. We should have
right.
dropped that mic. Well, I'm sorry, Gallo Center. I didn't mean that.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed the evening and feel inspired by what you've learned and what you saw tonight, and be able to take parts of this back home with you to your schools, your community, your business, and even your home.
And if there are parts of it that you'd like to see again, you'll find the video on modb.com. I think we streamed it as well, but we're going to post it. And we appreciate so much what all of the presenters brought to us tonight, and there were more. We highlighted them in our special section last Sunday, and we could have brought you even more. But we want to close by saying that when you encourage, when you explore, when you engage students, you empower them, and through them, all of us. Thank you and good night.